Oh my goodness. It's another show, and we're actually live today, unlike yesterday with all that government TSA stuff. How are you doing there, Suzanne?
I'm really excited to be live with you today.
So am I. I hope our guest is excited too. It's our first time doing a live show. Just kidding,
I'm
Tatiana.
Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality.
Hey, everybody, coming at you live from Long Island, New York. We got Florida. We got representation from the Great White North from Canada coming up in a minute. And I'm really happy to be here with you live today. I'm Glenn Hausman. That's Dr. Producer Suzanne. Suzanne, it's really fun doing live shows, man. I feel like we've been running around too much. It's been very difficult to nail down this 12 o'clock time.
It really has been, and I'm excited to actually have comments to manage today. Because doing the live, you miss that
I
engagement.
know.
So I really love having our guests and our viewers all connected at the same
I
time.
know. Hopefully, we haven't retrained our viewers to just watch it at like 3 a.m. instead of 12 o'clock Eastern over here. But what are you going to do? So, Suzanne, one of the things that I've been doing is, I've been traveling and traveling and traveling. And one of the cool things that I love doing is I got myself this new video camera, and I love doing these room tours and stuff like that. And it's really started to make me really appreciate and rethink my love of hotel design and how important that is and how it sets tone and location and experience. And, if it's good design, it'll make you open up your wallet a little more, right?
It very well could be, and it's been fun to be following some of your additional video coverage of the rooms because you can see. I think the camera has spawned this new love for you because
I
I'm
know.
not going to lie,
No,
I
no, it's
enjoyed using that camera. I'm really contemplating buying it myself. I'm like, I can't afford it yet.
Yeah, so I highly recommend going out and getting this camera, unless, of course, you compete directly with me. Then the camera's shit, and you don't want to have anything to do with it. But yeah, check out the all new NoVacancyNews.com because I got great videos touring the brand new Hilton the Live Smart Studios, which has yet to debut. I got a tour of their showroom where they have these rooms already built out. We do a auto camp trailer, a Airstream trailer, plus this Hilton brand museum / showroom and stuff like that. So check out those videos. A lot more ones to come. She's referring to a great video we did at a HOA with ideas walking around the trade show floor. That looked great. I love it. But I want to talk about hotel design. What do you think? Should we do a little bit of that?
I think we should just jump right into it.
All right, let's I can jump right in because I got my pool open too, although it's like 62 degrees in that water, and it's got to go up another 30 before I'll even entertain it. Yes, I know that's in the 90s. I know that I can't handle cold things, but what I can handle is some hot design talk, and that's why we have on today Tatiana Sheveleva, partner and co-founder of Chapi Chapo Design from Toronto. How are you today, Tatiana?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I'm so excited to see you. So years ago, we had someone from your team on, had a really great conversation about that particular property. One of the things we really love doing is getting behind the design, right? Really understanding it. So before we get into featuring some of your designs and how they were put together, why don't you give us a good 30 seconds on a little bit about your company and your point of view as a design specialist?
Okay. Well, I'm Tatiana. I'm from Kazakhstan originally, and I came to Canada 20 years ago. Me and my partner, we opened the company, which is called Chapi Chapo Design. It's from the French.
Chapi Chapo. Sorry, I should have put my little French on.
Okay. Yes, because my partner, he is French. He came from Paris, and he created this name. It's from French cartoon, which is
at least I didn't pronounce it like I would have done in my bar mitzvah, Chapi Chapo or something.
No, Chapi Chapo.
A little Hebrew spin on it. Anyway, go for it.
Everybody can pronounce that. That's yes. Chapi Chapo. So it's two characters, boy and a girl, playing with blocks, pretend to be architects. So that's the smart idea came to my partner. That's how we created the company. So we are focusing on the luxury hotels, branded residences, and we're also focusing on the yachts. And that's our new edition that we are fortunate to do for the last year, 2023. And that's kind of exciting for us. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. And, one of the things we've been focusing on here is a lot of select service properties, extended stay properties, because they cover the bulk of the development out there. But I love luxury hotels. Tatiana, I particularly love staying in them for sure. So we're going to take a little look at the St. Regis Cap Cana to start. Now, Tatiana, we've got a really strong audio only audience when we release the podcast version. So as we go through these images, and if you're listening, I will include this PowerPoint as a download for all of you. But Tatiana, I'd love for you to use as many word pictures as possible as we go forward. All right. So one of the things about St. Regis that I absolutely love is how modern and approachable it's become for younger folks. And by younger folks, I mean me in my 50s, because I remember what St. Regis used to be, that old world European elegance, which I personally didn't connect with. So how are you thinking about that brand in general, and then specifically how it relates to your work in Cap Cana and Mexico?
Yes, so you're absolutely right, Glenn. The luxury world and definitions quite changed from the history. Yes, it's not longer anymore this crystal chandeliers or the big piano in the room. Is completely different. You're absolutely right. What I like about that the brands try to get more approachable, more comfortable, and it's less, I would say, bling bling. It's more about these hidden, interesting details.
Right.
That's what my company is quite famous of. So we are paying attention to details. We are doing a lot of interesting combination of materials. We are bringing natural materials from the location in. And that's what I think is very important. We also get local craftsmanship people that could be show their skills in this property, particular property. So this is what we are looking at. It's in Regis residences. It was a model room, and we have 75 residences, and it's quite open for sale. So Glenn, if you have extra money on your pocket, you're more than happy to purchase that and create your home vacation.
If you want my extra money, you got to reach out directly to my kids' colleges. They're currently holding all of it.
Here we go. Listen, I'm the same situation. I have 15 years old son and I have 7 years old daughter. I still have a long way to go. But if all other people out there, if they want to buy a beautiful residences in St. Regis, this is a place definitely you can buy. There is 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom residences with a beautiful pool, with obviously a lot of outdoors. And it's quite comfortable. If you can see, we have a custom-made kitchen. We have a quite spacious living room. It's very, very homey. Unfortunately, the photos doesn't reflect, but it's very cozy and homey, and that's what we're proud of. Obviously, again, we are using different materials. It's a beautiful stones.
Yes, let's look at those beautiful stones. I'll go to a bathroom picture over here.
On the floor, you see right now, in the shower, it's a custom-made pattern, particularly for this property, and it's a unique department which we got inspired from location, we got inspired from local culture, and that's kind of where it's a unique element to this property for sure. Yes.
Now, what's really funny is, Tatiana, we just recorded a show that's going to air later with Sloan Dean, the CEO of Remington. He was talking about how Dominican Republic was really exploding in development popularity. We did not get into the mixed use part of it. But for those out there who are more novices to the hospitality industry, when you usually build a luxury product of this caliber, of a St. Regis or some of the other major brands that you're familiar with, you have to have that residential component in order for it to pencil out, not only to build, but in order to fill up those restaurants, spas, and all of those other types of things. So your goal, Tatiana, when creating a property like this is what?
Well, first of all, we obviously, the designers typically is like a mediator between the brand and the ownership, and we want to make sure that the property is actually relevant for the location. That's very important for us. right? And what I love about Dominican Republic, all the people is very hospitable. Every scene is about the family, is very family oriented. So it was very important for the ownership not only to build this luxury hotel with 8 restaurants, by the way, with 2 gyms, obviously 2 kids club, 2 teens club. But it's also built these beautiful residences. We have 70 residences with 45 different types of them, with a private pool, private, obviously party room, movie theater.
Oh, wow.
Well, yes, it's very important to create this culture because, as you know, in this particular region, people are very warm. They're very warm, very, very hospitable, very family oriented. If the family come on vacation, it's typically 5, 7, 10 people.
Wow.
And they all celebrate together the birthday parties. If there is a celebration of the wedding, the smallest wedding typically is 500 people, right? 170, 150 people, it's only for the birthday, small birthday party. So that was my intention, was obviously create this hospitable environment so everybody welcome, not only people who is coming from North America, European, right, clientele, but the local ones who can come and enjoy their restaurants, enjoy this property, enjoy the pools. Yes.
I'm bringing back up the photograph of the living area of the residence because it is such an approachable design. It feels of tropical environment in essence, but you're not hitting people over their head with it, which design I think I would have seen 20, 30 years ago, where it would have been all flowery palm tree stuff everywhere, I think, right?
No. It has to be timeless. And luxury, first of all, for me, it's not trendy. It's timeless. You have to make sure that you build hotel and it will last this design for you for the next 10, hopefully for 15 years, and it still will be relevant. And typically when you start to build hotel, you have 5, 6 years ahead of your time, right? Like for example, for this particular property, I started to design that in 2018, right? So
when did it open?
It will be open this year. Very, very excited about that.
So obviously there was a delay because of the global situation that might have happened.
There was a delay of a global situation, and the building is quite complicated in a good way. It's a little bit more as a semicircle. So it's obviously there is different components that the people have to be mindful. And what it's also about luxury equal timeless, it's also like you don't have such a big turnaround of waste of the materials, right? And that's also very important for us. When you design something, it has to last. Because otherwise, if there is something trendy, you have to rip this off and build a new. And that's a lot of wastage as well that people don't even think about, right? You have to make sure the design is so timeless and the materials is very good quality materials so they last to you.
Okay, I got a question on that, and Suzanne, then you got to take over and ask a couple questions because I'm being a hoggy hog. What I really want to know, Tatiana, is how do you think about those materials in terms of composition for a resident at the hotel versus a transient part of a hotel? I would think that the one for transient must have be a little bit more, for lack of a better word, rugged, to hold on, to last a little bit longer. I don't know. You tell me.
Everything has to be last longer. Everything has to be longer, especially in the rooms and the residences, because, it's a resort. The kids running around, bumping with their toys. So it really has to be durable. And what I love about the luxury property, they do stand very firm to use only natural materials. It's 100% wool, right? Or it has to be natural stone. Right now, we are moving also to some leather. So obviously recyclable materials for the fabrics we use, recyclable. In a carpet, for example, for this particular property, we use also recyclable materials. I just forgot the name, but it's pretty much you're recycling all the plastic from the ocean. You make the threads, and that's what you use in the carpets.
Yeah. So the question, I think from that durability standpoint, many properties might look at their durability to last 5 to 7 years for a renovation. Is that still the typical trend of time that you're looking for, or
Absolutely.
are you looking for
Absolutely.
longer than that?
It's actually longer, 8 to 10
Okay.
years. 8 to 10 years. That's why it's very important when someone is hiring the designer, they have to do their homework. It has to be designer who is a specialist of the timeless designer. And I do not like the word trendy. I do not use trendy because the trendy has very fast turnaround.
Right.
And we don't want that. And again, it's like, I'm coming back, I keep referring to my team, it's like a fashion, right?
Yeah.
Like if you see the Chanel bag or Chanel suits, it's last you forever. But it's not screaming of the luxury. It's all about into details. And that's what my team and I'm more focusing. What is these details that will last you forever and be so unique?
Yep.
And you have to have, like when you come to the room or you have to the restaurant, you almost have endless experience. You come and sit, oh, this is a beautiful table. I like this detail. I turn around, this is a nice chair. It cannot be just one focal point, right?
Yeah.
The people right now saying, well, Instagram, what is the Instagram moment? It was like every moment Instagram moment. Let's start from that.
Right.
And right now it's just trendy word, Instagram. But before it was like, what is unique in this property? Really, that's what is get replaced with Instagram.
Yeah.
By the way,
one of the things that I also noticed that you had in a lot of the living spaces, a lot of greenery and plants. And that's different than in most hotels. You might have a show picture that has flowers, but this is plants. So walk us through some of the mind shift that you have to include that in your timeless strategy.
Well, first of all, it's resort, right? Everything is growing there. You put a stick in the mud and it will grow as avocado. I'm telling you, right? Like, you live in
That's my wife's nickname for me, Stick in the Mud.
Yes, you live in Florida.
I do, yes.
It's true. You put a stick in the ground and it will be avocado tree in 5 years. So it's make it my life easier to bring the greenery in because you have environment. It's obviously humidity, it's the sun all the time. I have a question myself to bring greenery in Toronto because that will definitely die,
Yeah.
Right. And so really that decision also has to be climate based for you to include that, because you wouldn't do that maybe in Colorado or somewhere else.
You will try to do it and people try to do it, but it's more challenging. And more, for example, in St. Regis or in Ritz-Carlton Toronto, which I'm working right now, we are using some of them artificial trees, unfortunately, right? To bring this little bit more greenery to elevate your mood. But
unfortunately, yes, but the quality of that product is risen so much that you don't feel like it's fake.
Yes, exactly. Until you touch it, even when you touch it, you kind of question yourself: Is it really? Is it real?
That's why I like to try to take a bite out of everything that I
well, interestingly, when I was in Boston, and there's a lot of fire restrictions that were put into place for lodging, and our fire chief literally he took the fake plants that we had, brought them to the loading dock to light it on fire to demonstrate how fast it would go.
Wow.
And so it was, and it went up instantly. And so I think on one level we take for granted the safety of what we have. And so to me, that really stood out. One, that it's live as opposed to the fake things, because the fake items really do look so great. But from that standpoint, it really isn't safe, but it elevates the mood. So how do you find that right balance? So it's an interesting dichotomy.
Also, let's move on to the Ritz-Carlton, Mexico.
Yay.
Look at this beautiful bathroom.
I want to take a bath there.
Yeah, Tatiana, I love that tub. I'm sorry to keep talking, but I love how it's black on the outside and matches the faucets and stuff beautifully. Sorry. I will be quiet now.
Yeah, no, keep talking. This is again one of my favorite, obviously, project. I call it my baby, my boy, because it's obviously more masculine. If you saw the St. Regis Capcana, it's more feminine. It's actually quite happy colors. This is a little bit more muted, and it's located in the heart of Mexico City in a very busy districts. And our goal for this hotel to create this very calm environment, very cozy environment. But what is unique about this property is located, it's one of the tallest building, and you can see the view. The view is absolutely spectacular.
Yep, we're looking at a living area now.
Yes, this is actually presidential suite, and in the bedroom, I don't know if you have this image. In the bedroom, there is no really walls. This is it. Yeah, no.
All right, sorry, I'll go back.
Here, you see there is all three walls. It's a glass, and honestly, this is a James Bond unit. This unfortunately, James Bond already shoot in Mexico, so they cannot come back to this hotel. But I'm really hoping there's someone new.
Well, I say as soon as we find out who the new Bond is going to be, we start sending him, Chapi Chapo images of the property. We'll get a line straight to Barbara Broccoli and just make sure that she produces the next movie.
Yeah. So this actually property have a helicopter land, so it's a perfect.
Or you can get Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible maybe to climb up the walls.
He did stay in the hotel. You're absolutely right. He did stay in the hotel. And you know what? I'm from Kazakhstan, from Karaganda. Nobody even knows where is it. And imagine how thrilled I am to design these beautiful spaces and know that Tom Cruise is staying there. This is pretty cool. It's very cool for me. Yes, it's very cool.
Now, in this particular image of the bedroom that we're seeing, we are seeing floor to ceiling windows. And so
the whole thing is windows.
All the way around, which is probably 3/4 of the room. So what is the design element? I mean, one of the things that customers like in their bedrooms is their blackout drapes, and they complain about the sliver when the drapes don't come closed. So
that's one of my crusades, Tatiana.
So is there a solution for guests so that they don't wake up when the sun rises?
Oh, yes. There is a blinds and they overlap, Glenn. So there is no leakage. We actually typically tested before the hotel open, and Brent, Ritz-Carlton, and myself and my team, we are very into it, very strict. Because I like, Glenn, I saw you in LA and you have this, I love your phrase. So I kind of, the people talking about what is innovation, but let's start, stop making mistakes. And I love this, right? Let's stop making mistakes. So I always make sure with my team that we are not making a simple mistake as a leakage of the light, for example, or a proper location of faucet.
Right. All of that stuff that if you don't really think about it, really affects that guest experience. And I've said this ad nauseum. Everybody does everything great 98% of the time. It's that little sliver difference that makes the stay either average or exceptional.
Yeah. But imagine, Suzanne, all your blinds is closed, right? I stayed in this hotel when we opened. Obviously, I come back and stayed. Your blinds all closed, and you push the button beside your bed, and it starts to get open, and you see this amazing view. You do feel like you're James Bond, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Really.
Feminine James Bond.
I know. I've seen some big windows before, but this is absolutely spectacular. Look at this pool. And if you're listening to this, I highly recommend you taking a look at these slides today. Tatiana, this is unbelievable. How cool is that when you first heard the plan to put this pool here and the way it was going to be structured, and then had the canvas around it to design?
Yeah. So we have, it's a little bit image cut up, but we have actually fireplace there at the pool. So it's both sides fireplace. So when you come into the reception of the spa, you see this glass window with a fire. So what did give it to us? The natural light coming into the reception, but it's also the beautiful fireplace. And actually, this hotel, I don't know if I'm telling you the secret or not, but they shoot the Bulgari advertising there.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised because your design and the property and the Bulgari branding, I mean, it's all there. Wow.
Now, interesting with this pool, unlike having lounge chairs, this imagery has sofas with ottomans and tables. So I would love to understand the inspiration to this mind shift in design and comfort and leisure by the pool. Because I almost feel like I wouldn't go in the pool. I'd hang out on the sofas.
And people do, and they order the lunch, right? So they have a lunch. It's all about the experience because it's a city hotel, right? And it's located, obviously you have a windows to look at fantastic Mexico City. So
Yeah.
it was a living room rather than to have a loungers there. And that was the idea. So the people can have a lunch and have really experience into it. It's one of the places that you enjoy the sound of the water. You enjoy the fireplace because you know, and you also enjoy the glass of wine or a beautiful water, cucumber water, and have a conversation with someone, right? Like with you're enjoying it. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely love it. Let's go to the St. Regis Kenai.
Yeah, that's another baby. That's my another baby. That's a girl.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to. I'm just running through this real quick. Let's start with the bedroom over here. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. So tell us a little bit about the property itself and what you were trying to achieve. Again, with what I see as a timeless yet modern design.
Yes. So this is another St. Regis property. We just opened this last year. It's a fantastic ownership and a very creative architect. It's Al Hell ownership, and architect is Edmonds International, which is local Mexican one. So this property is located over mangrove, which is protected by UNESCO. I started to do this design 2015, talking about the years. Right, so it took it 8 years because the land, because the land protected by UNESCO, you cannot really, obviously, you gently have to remove the mangrove and plant them somewhere else. And the actual property, unfortunately, you don't have this image, but it's circles. It's got inspired by Mayan cultures, and it's exact constellation from the stars going to the land. It's the 5 circles, which represent the 5 sisters as a constellation of the stars. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot. This property, obviously, it's a luxury property. If you can see, this bathroom is quite unique.
Is that outdoors where that
no, it's not. Well, there is outdoors. There is a big terrace, so you can take a bath, and it's quite deep enough, so it's have this privacy. So you don't have to be shy. Nobody will see you. And there is a beautiful outdoor. It's truly unique property. We'll recommend to visit. It's open and running, and it's quite beautiful. Again, we use the local craftsmanship. This beautiful screen was designed by us, inspired by Mayan culture. And obviously, we use the bronze mirrors we can see in this headboard, which reflect outdoors. And it's bronze. It's one of the elements of St. Regis brand. We use very unique materials as a ceramic, which is famous for the Mexico. This particular vanity we designed so when you stand with your partner, with your sister, wherever you are in this hotel, you face each other, which is quite unique. So you can have this conversation, and you turn your head and you see the beautiful ocean. And those mirrors got inspired from local cenotes. And if now nobody knows this, the cenote is beautiful, like oasis with a fresh water. It's not a salt water, it's a fresh water. So these things was inspired by cenote, and these mirrors is represent the vegetation who is coming down. And because one side is a bronze mirror, another side is a clear mirror, it's also there's a lot of reflection from these beautiful stone sinks from the floor. It's quite unique property, and everything custom made like we typically do. And one of the also elements of the artwork, which is ownership selected and find, it's like a metal dish. But when you look at this dish, everything is upside down. The reflection is upside down. And what is also represent this beautiful cenotes. Right. So every design which we create, it's all inspired by location, obviously, and by brand requirement and ownership.
But the location, I would say Glenn, I think, would love the sink here.
You know what I was going to say? I was just ready to say it.
It's long enough so his hand won't hit a wall, which I absolutely love.
I love it. I'm so excited. Because Tatiana, as you know, I can't stand most faucets, how they don't come off enough and you're hitting your hands against the sink. I don't need to be doing that. Plus, you're splashing water everywhere to make it more challenging for housekeeping to keep the place tidy. We don't need to be giving them extra work. So thank you for that attention to detail.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. So,
I really love the concept of having a hammock that's private to your own space. That's
Yes.
another, nice, unique luxury.
all right, I got to know about this space before we wrap up.
This is lobby. Honestly, guys, if you come, you have a chance to come to this property. It's not because it's my property. Well, I did design that. It's obviously ownership on it. But if you come here, it starts from the beginning, like sounds of the water. There is a lot of waterfalls, like obviously artificially created. And because this property over mangrove, it's floating over the water.
Right.
It's quite unique. So when you walk through, you hear the sounds of the water, you hear sounds of the ocean. Right away, you feel like you're in the spa, in the resort. And it's very unique architecture, which Edmonds International created. So instead of, you can see here, it's very clear. So there is like a metal fence, and on this metal fence is a straight fabric. So it's a fabric, which is create a beautiful shadow during the day. And that shadow, unfortunately, they have this image, but that shadow is reflect exactly the geometric patterns which I have in the headboard inside.
Oh, cool.
Okay, interesting.
I wish I could say I did it on purpose. It's obviously could be very nice.
You could totally say it. I'll buy it.
You see, I'm a very honest person. It was created by accident. But it's so cool. You see the shadow like through the property. It's exactly the pattern, which is a headboard inside. And
now, do those fabric panels stay up all the time, or do they collapse?
No. It stays all the time.
Okay.
It's the same fabric which you use for your roller blinds. So it's easy to clean, and it's very strong. It's very stretch. And I think this was brilliant idea from
very creative.
Created that nobody sees. But what it gives you during the day, during the night, is create this beautiful glow. Oh my God, it's so sexy and so unique. And Glenn, you gotta go there and do
I know.
I feel like our show should have been remote.
I know. I mean, seriously, it's amazing that on the show we get to feature so many beautiful properties, but it's really sad that we don't have time to visit a lot of these beautiful properties. Tatiana, before we let you go, as Chapi Chapo, how do you think about design in general, the stories you're trying to tell, and the new dialogue you're trying to create?
Boy, what a new dialogue I tried to. You know what? I always say that my job is actually to create the memories for people. Because my job, not the end when I finish the project, my job is continuous. And, as any person, I have a bad days and I have a good days. So when I have a bad days, I go to the Instagram or go to the website and I read the reviews from the property which I designed. I really do. And I love to hear that the people have, oh my God, I have my birthday party on this property and we have such a unique experience. And I love that. And it's very nice for me to hear that the people love what they stay and they feel comfortable. And I love to hear that they created themselves the stories for their families. Awesome. Because in the end of the day, people will not remember how the chair might look like. Hopefully they will, but they might not. But they will remember the memories, right? The stories which they created. And that warms my heart. And I think if you work very hard, the magic will come out. And if you create something with love, the magic will definitely come out. And that's my credo. That's what I try to teach my team how to do it. Because not everybody have this fortunate to be interior designer, and they have to treasure that. Because hospitality, and I believe I heard this translation, hospitality is like a hospital, right? Like it's the people where you treat it, but you treated your soul. Your soul got treated in these beautiful hotels and beautiful resorts. This is how I want to see it. That's my message. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's wonderful.
I love it. Tatiana, thank you so much for joining us here today. How can we learn more about Chapi Chapo Design? Give us a good plug.
More about Chapi Chapo Design?
Yeah, how do we find you? Give us your internet. Give us
Well, how would you find me? Well, I'm in Toronto, Canada. You just I don't know. Tatiana at Chapi Chapo Design. Please find
Beautiful.
me.
All
And
right.
when you go to the properties, please ask who did this property, and it make us feel better. Like if we got a little bit of recognition. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here. And thank you all for watching today. Suzanne, that was a lot of fun. I love these.
I really love seeing, and I think that mind shift for being timeless as opposed to
Yep.
trendy. And really, some of those designs were beautiful. I really am eager to try and get to a place that has a beautiful hammock or a swimming pool that way. Or just, can you imagine waking up and pushing a button and just having your blinds open and seeing the city?
Have you
that
visited
way?
the Houseman Resort Pool Club Smokehouse lately? We have we have none of that here, but we, I will.
But at least you have the swimming pool. I don't have that.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Whatever. Sadly, it's going to be 60 degrees here all summer, and I'll never go in it. But hey, thank you all for being here. Make sure that you follow us wherever you get your podcasts. And also, if you're following us on video, you know where to get it. Anywhere, No Vacancy News. Check out our all new NoVacancyNews.com. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Remember, you've got one life, so blaze on, and
Follow your passion.
see y'all tomorrow. And I think we're live.